you so much for being a part of this. This is the Mother's Day special, Motherhood Sips, Sees, and Spills. So it's an honor to have each and every one of you. So we're going to start off with your name, your age, your favorite color, and what song describes you the best in this moment. So we can go this way. Starting with Donna.
My name is Donna. I am 64. I really don't have a favorite color. I'm pretty much more of an artist, so I kind of like to blend in a lot of different colors. So it just all depends on. I think that my least favorite would be brown.
Oh, so dumb. Especially if you're an artist.
Was that one of the questions?
Yeah, and the song that describes your feeling right now.
Oh, It's a Beautiful Day by India.
Oh, I love that song. I love that song. All right, and
So my name is Quamiecka Alton. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. I reside out here in Charlotte. I've been raised out here. Most of my family is here. My favorite color is purple. It just reminds me of royalty. I feel like I'm a queen. I am a queen. The song I'm feeling right now is You Can't Break My Soul. And that's pretty much because I overcame a lot. And I just feel like, nothing can stop me. And I'm going to just keep on going, So that's it.
Okay. I'm Talija. I'm 25. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. Born and raised here. My favorite color is purple, black, and pink. My daughter.
you got 3, girl.
I had to make it clear.
You like that combo or just those individual colors?
Individual colors.
Oh, okay.
But my daughter's name is Lavender because that's my favorite color. So.
Oh, yes.
The song that describes me right now.
I know you Beyonce fan. I probably took your song.
That was a good one that you said. I was like, dang. But really, I'm That Girl by Beyonce, just because after having a baby, it shifts your confidence a little bit and changes in your body, and reminding myself that I'm that girl, regardless of being a mom or not, and with all the changes that I am dealing with personally, I'm still that girl. So.
Period.
Last but not least.
My name is Genna. I'm 58. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but I've been in North Carolina since 2006. And my song for this feeling is Happy Feelings.
Bye.
You don't know the artist? Is it a new song? Is it a new song? Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Happy
Feelings.
That's pretty
Sounds
good.
like that's what it.
I'm trying to catch it, but I can't catch it.
It sounds like Frankie Beverly.
Oh, okay.
That's what it sounds.
And what's your favorite color?
It used to be red, but now
Oh, this is perfect.
it's black.
Why black? Black is sexy.
To hide all the
Girl!
Yeah, black definitely disguised. You are black.
All right. What is your current relationship status?
Single.
Ready to mingle?
Yes.
I'm single. If you like it, then you should put a ring on it. Period.
I've been in a long-term relationship, but they say you're single unless
So you
you're
married?
No! You said that. I mean, technically.
Just saying.
I'm single, waiting on God.
Period.
I like
Yeah.
that. And do you all have children? And how many do you have? Or are you like a mother figure to children?
I have one son. He's 12 years old.
This is my one baby. She just turned 1, so I'm one and done.
I have 2 sons, 31 and 40, and 2 grandchildren.
Okay.
I'm more of a mother, what is that?
Like a mother figure?
A mother figure. I have 8 nieces and nephews and 8 grandnieces and great nieces and nephews, whichever
Great nieces and nephews. Okay, yeah, I know what you're saying. All right, and so you all mentioned where you are from. How did this place shape you all? At all? Feel free, anybody.
Being that, you know, even though I was raised down south, I pretty much know down south more, but I was told that, you know, up north is pretty much more aggressive. You know, in the morning, people don't say good morning or they hold the door for you. They say it's a better place to raise your kids, and I just feel like, you know, I graduated on time. I went to college. So I feel like that was the best decision that my mom did to move me down south. So I just feel like, you know, my social skills pretty much is good for being down here.
Do you think if you were raised up north, your life would have turned out different?
I feel like I probably would have been out in the streets, you know, not saying, you know, I was gonna rep New York, but it's just so fast paced, so much going on, and you know, I don't know if I would have been out the hood if I was still there, you know, never know. So I appreciate being out here. I love Charlotte, and I love New York too.
Best of both worlds.
I feel like Charlotte just has like that southern charm that people look for. Like you were saying, Quamiecka, everyone says thank you. Like when I had moved to Atlanta for a little while, I just noticed it was so different, like how people are. Like they're not as nice, you know, they're not mean or anything, but it's just like people were shocked, like if you hold the door for them or you say thank you, like
mannerism.
Yeah, it's just very different. So I appreciate growing up here in Charlotte, but I am ready to, you know,
Expand.
Yeah.
Oh, so you want to leave Charlotte?
I do.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we didn't touch on that. Like, where would y'all want to move to, and why?
I'm still debating it because I don't know if I would go back to Atlanta. Like I found a great area where I was living without any issues, but I just feel like it is a lot going on in that city. So I'm trying to think of like different cities. I feel like everyone's moving to Texas. Like, yeah, so I don't know. Wherever me and Malik decide to go, like we're still thinking about it.
Okay.
We want to raise lavender.
Okay.
I'm a native Charlottean, and so I like Charlotte from the perspective that it's always ever-growing, ever-changing, skyline changing, that type of thing. So it gives you the best of all worlds, you know, as far as entertainment, sports, and that type of thing. But as far as relocating, there's a lot of places I visited along the East Coast, but they kind of remind me of Charlotte, something like Virginia, and that kind. Unless you go further north, you know, just like you mentioned, New Jersey and New York. I don't think I could manage up there because it is a different pace, a different atmosphere, a different attitude. You know, this easygoing, smooth sailing atmosphere of Charlotte is not going to be congealed with that up there, because I've met people and they have migrated here, and they are totally different. And they say when they go back north, and people comment they are totally different. Their mannerism, they're more calmer. They're not as, and so I don't think I can relocate there. But if any place to relocate, it would be more like on the outskirts of Charlotte, kind of more of still that easy going.
Okay.
And Charlotte good for business.
Yeah, it's growing. Everybody need to just go back to where they're from because it's just it's getting so crowded now. It's getting expensive.
You can stay with your family.
Right, I'm gonna think that's what you got.
Oh no, not you, but you've been here for years. I'm talking about these people that are just like within the past 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, it's very impactful with people. My thing is, I can go to New York to visit. It's a good, you know, place to tour and whatever.
It is. I love it.
Yeah, living there is expensive and it's busy.
Yeah.
I would love to like live in New York maybe for a year. Like,
You
I
wanna
don't know.
see the experience.
That's because you watch too much TV. They make it look good. I want to move to Paris because I watch Paris. It's like, girl, it's not going to
remember I saw a rat in Atlanta. I was like, oh. A rat or a mouse? Because rats be like, big. It was big. Like, it was dark and I seen it
with the
moving.
spiky hair. The black rats, they have spikes.
Oh my God.
I'm shaking just the thought of it, right?
Yeah. Name one thing your mother or mother figure said that stuck with you forever.
I think I come from a family it was a large family, 5 boys, 5 girls. So my mom always emphasized on quality, and I think that was something that still resonates, because if you buy something, that's fairly cheap, you're going to be feeding it. So her thing was always been, being able to get something that lasts. In other words, if you get something that lasts, you're not buying more, then that way you can utilize your resources a little bit better, rather than continue to repeat buying over and over again the same old thing. And that was one of the things that's again I try to pass on there.
And you can even like take it a step further and say, like, grieving your quality of life or making certain decisions, don't make the cheap decisions, don't make the cheap choices, if that makes sense in so many words. So it kind of extends all the way with life decisions.
Right, exactly.
I can appreciate that. All right, so we are moving.
It just changes everything for me, like, and I just want her to have everything in the world. I want her to feel so special. It was so much because she was born 3 months early, she's preemie. I wasn't ready for that. So to see, how we've grown and how she's grown and seeing how she's learning and advancing, it makes me just look at myself like I am doing a good job. I am, there for her 100%. So I just want to try to change things with how things were in my childhood. Not saying I had a terrible childhood, but I just want to do things differently with her and instill different values and just see how she grows and learns and just live life through her. Kind of, I know that they say that's kind of a bad thing to live through your kids, but it's amazing. Like, it's an amazing feeling just being with her during this journey. So that's what motherhood means to me. Like, it's just very special to my heart.
Do you feel like it's something you prepare for, or you could prepare for, or you don't learn it until you're in it?
You don't learn it until you're in it. It's nothing.
You have all your baby books. You have all.
I feel like there's you just never know. Like, every day is just something new, and it's a journey. Every day is a different story.
That's true.
That was good. Thank you for sharing.
Alright.
I'm going about decisions. I bring the tears out with this interview.
Y'all see Jazz crying?
Oh, you got me crying. Alright, I'm done.
Come on.
Don't feel pressured. I just don't want to. I want to make sure I don't skip anyone.
I need some more of this. So.
I know. I'm trying not to be great.
Right on camera. Dang.
I think it's a tough role to play. I mean, it's not just play; it's real. And as far as just being the responsibility of someone else, and those things right there bring out a strength and character that you don't know that you have. And when they are sitting there watching you, then you are setting an example for them to move on to the greater life. So I try to expose them to any and everything. It's not limited, like saying that, well, you can't go here, or you can't go there. I like to expose them to as many things and resources that I can give them, so that they would be able to see that those choices are available to them. So that's the role that I have played.
I definitely agree with that.
Sky's the limit.
Amen.
From going to just being, I'm only 25, I definitely didn't expect to have my baby as early as 25. But I was just living for myself, just free here, going here and there, and now I just have to take a step back and just look at things. And honestly, I'm grateful, for that, and you know that I was chosen to play this part and role in her life, and just show her what she needs to do to be, you know, successful, or you know, how can she overcome these obstacles or whatever she faces, because I've already done it. It's definitely making me like, okay, this is a really good idea.
Right.
You need to sit and base with your kid.
That's something our baby does that.
Right.
What attributes did you take from your mother or mother figure to your motherhood journey?
I'm very well prepared. Even though I have a boy, a son that's taller than me, that's still my baby. And I still refer to him as my baby. If you see him, it's like, your baby, that's what it is.
And that's how your mom was. She was like, that's my baby. Like, she was
So it
really
passed
protective.
down, you know?
So sweet, but so protective.
Yeah, so I be trying to realize he's a boy. I can coddle him so much, but hey, that's what I know. I'm the only child, he's the only child. It just, that's my baby.
Yeah, I hold protective as well. I'm like any little thing. I don't know if that's just me being a first time mom or what, but I'm just like, okay, calm down. Like even if her dad like does something with her, you know, me and they just fling the baby everywhere. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like.
Is that your mother is with you? Or was
Yes,
with you?
they always tell me stories like my mom didn't let me.
Let's start this sentence over. They told me before my mom.
Yeah, they told me that my mom was very overprotective over me. Like she didn't want me to skin up my legs or we play outside. And they used to tell like she has to live, and I thought I would be that same way. Like keep your legs pretty.
Right. That's true.
But yeah, just being, you know, confident in yourself, being a lady. Like I know, like I dress her up in doll's clothes, so she can already have, you know, I know she's a baby, but
Right.
never too early to start.
They're stealing in the morning. And we kind of touched on this a little bit. How did, but I didn't hear from everybody. How did motherhood change your life? Or taking on their role as a mother or being a mother figure, how did that change your life?
It molded me. Like I was saying, I would have been out in the streets, probably had the men problems, drinking and stuff, partying. But now it's like to the point, you can't even meet my son unless he approves. Like I have to approve of you, then he got to approve of you. But you can't even be around him unless I feel like you're the one for us, not just me. So like we a package together. So I just feel like he just sit me down and, you know, make sure everything's right. I don't have no room for mistakes. So that's how I feel.
Do you still give yourself grace though when you do have mistakes? Because
Okay.
I know, from what I heard, I'm not a mom. Not yet. She pushing me down. But I'm not a mother yet. But sometimes you could feel, because you're caring for someone else, you feel like you have to be a super woman, super person. So do you give yourself room to have grace for yourself? And what does that look like? So if you do make a mistake, or like what does that look like with you accepting that you may have fallen short? Because we're not perfect. That's what I'm trying to say. So
Right.
Understanding that supermom is your expectation or your goal, sometimes we can fall short of that. So
Right.
how do you give yourself grace as a mother? And how does that transgress over like with your child?
Right. You know how important God is and how He's the source. So the story is deeper than that. We'll probably get into it the more she asks questions. But you know, He understands. He understands life, and He understands me, and we understand God. God is everything. He's the source. So.
He had a great teacher. So if he's understanding, you did something right.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
The year before I had my daughter, really depressed. I was going through something that I have never been through before. I was at a very, very low point in my life. So when I found out I was pregnant, I'm like, what in the world? Like, are you sure? You chose me to be pregnant? But I know I did my own duties, but
Girl, you better say that.
but I was still shocked because for some reason I always had had this belief like, oh, I can't have kids. Like,
How? Did you see OBGYN?
no.
Just your
But
gut
I was self-diagnosed.
Don't try to say home, you guys. I'm self-diagnosed.
But during the process of having her, and I was in a depression once again after when I found out she had to be in the NICU for 3 months. So only thing I would do all day, because I knew I had to produce milk, I would just eat all day and just sit in the dark and just watch shows. And I was like at a very, very low point until I had to realize, you know, you are doing that because I blamed myself so much for what happened to her. And I was like, well, there's something wrong with my body. Like, you know, why did this take place? Because even the doctors couldn't even say, like they said, it wasn't an infection, you know, the sac or anything like that. So we don't know. She just wanted to come. You see her now, like you can see she was just ready to turn stuff up. She always on the go, always on the move. But it definitely shaped me to understand that I can take on anything, you know, through God. And I really strengthened my relationship, you know, better with Christ, because I was like letting, you know, what happened, and I'm blaming myself and putting myself down, and realize, you know, it's a blessing that she's even here, you know, and that she's strong enough to go through what she's going through, because even the doctors, they said, you know, her being born at 28 weeks, they were still, you know, shocked with how she was growing and eating and doing everything she was supposed to do. So she definitely showed me that I had a new strength that I didn't even know that I had, because I was depressed about something a year before, and I was just ready to risk it all, and I took on something that's way more challenging than that, and I survived through it. So it just showed me that I can survive through anything that life throws at me through God. I'm sorry, y'all, I keep taking it deep.
That's so deep.
Do you think this happened? God used this to make your relationship with Him better or stronger? And how did you know that, okay, God utilized this? I felt so bad about this at one point in my life, but now I can look back on it and see that He brought me through. When was that turning point? When was that moment that you realized that?
Already going through, I was going through at my job, was just like, you know, I just don't think God put us on this earth to be stressing with the things that they put on us to stress about. And that really was my breaking point, and I was just overwhelmed. So that's why I didn't know I was pregnant, because I was so stressed out. So I ended up finding this roommate, and we thought we were gonna move in together, but it just never happened. And I was just like, I guess it's just not meant to be. Like, I'm trying to force something to happen and it's not happening. But I ended up finding the roommate that I did. And so this is a piece to the puzzle that we put together. I found my roommate, you know, and then fast forward to after I found out I was pregnant. When my water broke and I didn't know what happened, because I just thought I just had to use the bathroom. Like, wow, like.
So the whole time you was pregnant, you didn't even realize you were pregnant, your water broke.
Yeah, my water,
Wow.
if I think back, when I was in Charlotte for Christmas and things, I did notice that something was different after I used the bathroom. I'm like, oh, maybe that's just discharge, but not even noticing that's my mucus plug falling out. So when I got back to Atlanta, I woke up 5 in the morning and it was just fluid rushing. I'm like, okay, well, maybe I was holding in my, you know, I could pee. And so the next morning at 5 in the morning, again, I started having contractions. But at the time, I didn't know. I thought it was Braxton Hicks. I was like, wow, that's what they talk about? Like, it's kind of deep. Just to be Braxton Hicks. Like, and it just started coming back to back to back. So I just had no clue, because I'm not thinking, you know, I'm going into labor this early. You know, I'm only 28 weeks. So something's got to be up. So I'm just like trying to get through the pain, because I'm looking up Braxton Hicks and things like that. I'm going to call my doctor when they open up to see what's going on. But I couldn't even make it that long. And the contractions were just coming forceful to the point I could barely walk into the living room. And thank God my roommate at the time, she gets up early in the morning to go to the gym. So she just happened to be up getting ready. And so I'm trying to call out her name, like I was in so much pain, like I'm trying to call out her name, and she told me she's already had a baby. The roommate that I was gonna choose before had never been pregnant, never known nothing. So that's why I said it's a puzzle piece, because God put me with somebody who's already experienced this and knew what I was going through, and she took me to the hospital instantly. And the hospital she took me to was the best hospital for premature children. And that's when I look back on how everything took place about me finding somewhere to live and putting everything in place. That's why I said everything that God does with intention, because He put me in that place. And He put me with somebody who knew, because He already knew this was going to happen. And He just put me with the right people at the right time for my baby to get taken care of. And we made it out, because honestly, I don't know if I had her in Charlotte, we would have got the same type of kid. So I could have had my baby in Charlotte, but somebody told me to go to Atlanta. And that's why I say I know God, like, because He works, and it changed my whole life on how I looked at how God moves in your life. And when I seen all those puzzle pieces put together for me, I said, I trust you, God. And I know. So when she was in the hospital and I was so depressed, and I wasn't even answering calls for people. I was just depressed. I didn't want to talk. I kept blaming myself for this. And then my mom and my grandma just kept telling me, like, you just need to pray. I wasn't praying. I was just mad. I didn't know. I thought I just did something wrong. And I was just looking back on everything, replaying everything, like, what did I do? What did I do? And realized, like, I didn't do anything wrong. She wanted to come because it was time for her to come. I didn't have a C-section like normally what other people do when they have a baby prematurely. She came out naturally, and she was healthy. She was crying, and God put us back here in Charlotte with our family, and things have been going up since. And I've just learned to put your trust in God and stop trying to impress other people in this life, because they're not worthy of what you're offering. The only person who's worthy of that is God. And He's going to take an appreciation of the love and value that you give to Him and instill that in your life as you move forward. No matter what you're going through, you're going to always have that love from Him, and He's going to take care of you. So just have faith, and that really strengthened my faith with God, and it just showed me that I can get through anything.
She was the vessel that God showed you, like, you can get through anything. And it brings me back to God will fulfill everything that every desire in your heart, but it's not going to look like the way you want it. And also, with that, you're going to have moments in your life where things may not feel good, but it's part of the stepping stone. It's a block. It's a stepping block. So it brings me back to Romans 8, I think 8:28, where it's all things work for the good of those who love the God, according to His purpose. So, woo, that was rough. But what stood out for me, it wasn't all good things. It's all things. So the good, the bad, the hurt, but it's setting you up for it. Now you have this child, like she's the evidence of what God showed you, what you really had in you all along with His help, and you didn't even see that, and you have a baby.
Yeah, because like I told you, I was so depressed, the year before even having her, and seeing how, like, I think she was put in my life to show me, like, I can get through anything. Like, I'm going to put you through something to know, like, what you went through before you wanted to call it quits is not, this is like baby stuff compared to what you could be going through. And I'm going to show you, you can move through it, you can get through it.
That was good. Thank you for sharing. Thank y'all. I forgot the question. What was I at? Oh, how did motherhood change you? Was that the question?
Yeah.
Okay, who all went? I feel like only 2 people went.
I think
Oh, everybody went?
went.
Oh, the y'all want to chime in?
Hello.
No, okay.
I want to know
I
how
might
they
not
shape
get
you
it out.
as an aunt. I know you say you got like nieces, nephews.
Yes, because actually I've, taken care of them since, I actually started maybe like when I was 12 years old,
Mm-hmm.
because I have older brothers and sisters. So, I can see that my maturity in caring for little ones, like children, was kind of like starting migrating, because as I grew older, then I became more mature, and I'll be able to pass on to them more positive things rather than being immature and not knowing, some of the cute things they do. Right, yeah. So, some of the things are cute, but then when you get older, they're not as cute.
Right.
So I think that played a big role in as an aunt. And then as far as I cared for one when they were like a month old and had to juggle taking them to the doctor and this kind of thing. And so that's challenging. And then at one point I had 3 little ones that I was carrying to the doctor that weren't my kids, but they viewed me as
Right, mother
people. So,
bear. I was in mother bear.
yeah, because they said, oh, you really having it hard, because here I am with, they were like stair steps 3 years apart, and I'm taking them to the doctor because I guess their parents weren't available. I don't know what was going on at the time, but they were actually, looking at me as, I didn't correct them or anything, but they were saying, oh, I can see you having a rough time because here it is, you carrying all these 3 little kids around with you to the doctor. And that would, because it is a big job.
Right.
You have small kids and trying to balance them. So I think that it made me look at myself and the role that I play, because I like to be more responsible and passing on good things to them. And they're old enough to make their own decisions, but when they're young, I want to make sure that they get the best as I can give them. When they're, yeah.
No, it's not.
In a sense, you did that with my father, though, right? Because my father lost his mother when he was like 6
He was 7.
or 7.
Yeah.
And it was your sister. Oh my, crazy! It was her sister. It would have been my biological grandmother.
She never got.
I never got to meet her. So you took on that. How did that? Was that like the point where you really took on that auntie mother figure role?
I was always with them when he was young. They actually said that I spoiled him, but I don't think
You did.
I was actually babysitting him when his mom, we got the word his mom got shot. And so-
The auntie role is major.
It is. It was a pivotal moment. I'm not even sitting down and talking, but it had to be a pivotal moment for him. I don't know, because I'm not him, but I could just imagine, you stepping in that major way, and it transcended. Like even with me and Jazz, like you were just that aunt, like the British.
I remember when my aunt Lane had to step in and kind of be like a mother figure, even though I knew she was my mom, but. I had lost my mom in a car accident we was in. I know that. That. So, I was in a dark space where, me being the only child, I had no siblings to turn to. I was in a space where my dang old son, the only person I had, taken away from me, at the moment, because I was in critical condition, trying to heal and stay alive. So, she was the one that stepped in. And played her mother role. So it was very important in my healing stage, to still feel love. I think love is the main source, the main thing we need to stay alive and keep going in life. And she gave a lot of that. Yes, we bumped heads, and we still do, we bumped, at the time. But I really truly appreciate her, and I will never forget the things she done. So you playing that role as an aunt. They will never forget, they love you, I'm sure just as much. So that's very important. Love is the key. And that's all I want to say about that.
Yes, I love my aunts. Like,
When you have a aunt, you can tell them stuff that you can't tell your mama. But it's just like not in theory, because it's not science, or is it? But it's like
things I probably wouldn't say around her. Like,
Right.
I remember curves. You know, the big age of 23, you know, a certain line you never cross.
That's true.
She was still mom to me.
Yeah.
No matter, you know, how much fun we may have together, it was just line we never crossed.
Me and my mama like that, but I can't.
Y'all remind me so much of
But I can't say certain things like, you know,
it's a
weird.
respect line.
It's a respect line. I don't want to
It's like, you ain't going to say it, but it's like.
Yeah, I'm like, oh no, I want Okay, name one thing that changed your relationship with your children, that changed your relationship with them forever. So what is one thing, this may not work. I don't know, but what is one thing that your child, what was that, not the breaking point, but that pivotal moment where it's like they may have done something, and it's like y'all then went into like a new stage within your relationship, like it would maybe brought y'all closer, or y'all, yeah, it's all yours. I feel like I'm rambling now.
I will say, my son. I was giving him a 16th birthday party, and my good friend, she said to him, she said, you better get over there and hug your mother and tell her you love her. And he said, we don't do that in this house. And it was true. I mean, growing up, my mom, she never did that to us, but she took care of us. So I guess me growing up and having my son, I thought, you know, me taking care of him, raising him, making sure he had everything he needed, that he knew that. But when he told me that, it kind of broke something inside of me. And I never realized that I was doing that, so I had to start doing that. And it hurt me so much because it felt strange for me to tell my own son that I loved him. I didn't feel it because I never felt it my whole life from my own parents. So that was something that changed me. And it still affects me to this day.
Are y'all close?
But that was life changing for me. Yeah.
How did it change your relationship? Or
I mean, me and my sons, we was always close. But after he told me that, I just had to keep in the back of my mind that I needed to verbalize it and show it, like, physically.
affection.
But yeah, that was just, it was just insane to me that I wasn't doing it, and I didn't even realize that I wasn't doing it. Had I never had that party, maybe I never would have done it. So, I mean, that was just one of those generational curses that had to be broken.
And it was broken, so that's the important part. And y'all are like super close. Both of you, with you and your two
Yeah, my
sons.
house is like RCP, I'm at that.
I'm like, Gina, where you at? Not here with such and such. All right. You spoke about your emotions that you felt when that happened. When this happened, did you embody a superpower, and what was it?
Love. Like she mentioned, love is the key. And God too. You need both of those in your life. And the kids especially, they really need to know that they are loved, because that's when they start going out in the street looking for it.
And where did this power come from?
Inside and from my children. They taught me. They had to teach me. Because obviously I didn't know. So they taught me something that I didn't know.
That was good. Thank you for sharing.
Well, for me, I say I allow my son to express himself. You know, even though, you know, a lot of parents growing up, you probably see don't talk back to me, you can't speak your mind, they cut them off, they can't even really get it out. Something that my mom always did with me, I was always verbally expressive. So I expressed myself to her, but I let him do that. And I feel like him kind of being raised by his grandma and dad's side, due to the accent he was involved in, she didn't never allow him to voice his opinion. So they kind of do, break down self-esteem or don't feel like he's somebody. So I allow him to express himself, and then we come to a solution, and then we embrace each other, and I love you so much for that, that's how I'm saying. So, yeah.
Did that bring y'all closer? How did that change your relationship? Was it more of an open
It's
relationship?
more open, he can tell me anything. You don't never feel like you gotta hide something, my mom gonna do this, punish me. No, tell me the real, I can keep your secret no matter what. Whatever, if it's a secret, or if you don't want nobody to know something or whatever it is, you need to talk to me. And never feel like you gotta tell outside or feel like you gotta do something outside of me knowing. Because every mother wanna know, you never wanna go to the outside source and like, hear from somebody else, oh, your son, come talk to me. We cool like that. We talk. So yeah, it changed.
And when this happened, like within your relationship, when it brought y'all closer, when it made y'all more open within your relationship, did you embody any sort of superpower with that?
You call me Wonder Woman. I'm Wonder Woman. I said, what's Wonder Woman? What she do? Oh, she got superpowers. She saves the world. She's nurturing. He went through a whole line of everything. So that's how he looked at me. I'm okay. That made me feel good. I must be doing something right. I ain't got it all together, but my baby feel that way. I must be doing something.
Right.
I would just say, I think that faith, or practicing of faith, I'm a Christian, and that's crucial to my walk and my relationship with everything and everybody, even kids, whatever I interact with. And saying that is that whenever it gets rough, you need to be able to go somewhere to get refilled and get that inspiration, and then you can pass on to them that, and that's because it strengthens you. I didn't realize how much I was carrying when I was with your dad. Supporting him until he passed, and that was pretty rough because he was like a son to me. But it was the faith walk that actually helped me, because I didn't even realize, looking back, how much I was carrying him. But he was, pretty good. He was talented. But
So talented. He was a singer, songwriter.
I remember that. He was like that.
He was into fashion too. That's what my mom said. That's what y'all say. I got my fashion sense.
Yeah. But a lot of times, but we could talk about a lot of things. He was at the time. A lot of times, he might not be as talkative around some people, but he was real, I'm looking for the word, insightful, and he was real quiet about things, but you could talk to him about a lot of things, and a lot of things that you think that he wasn't even paying attention to, but he was pretty sharp on, that kind of thing. So we never had any disagreement or harsh things. So he knew that I loved him. So I can be at peace with whatever he went through, whatever he was going through. I can be at peace with knowing that I always supported him and loved him. So when he didn't have his mom around, if
I was doing for
you, then that was something that he knew Donna. Nobody else.
Yeah.
So I can just say that I didn't realize, the role that God was playing, having him me to help him through his condition, at the time. I just wanted to say that you don't have to necessarily be biological. Birth the child.
And that's why I wanted you here, because I like that auntie figure, that auntie role. you know, like it goes deeper than that. You never know, like we didn't know it was, you know, he didn't know as a kid that was gonna play out like that. He was gonna lose his mother, and you stepped in, and you really were a mother figure. Like since I was born, like we knew the other us, of course, too. But it was like, Donna, you're gonna be there. You're gonna support. You were just there. You were there.
He would say, Donna's like my mama. You know, Donna's like a mama to me, boy. He didn't even tell me that.
No. I think life is a love experience. I think God would never just have us out here without at least every child one day or a parent. You know what I'm saying? Everything in life is to experience love, is to feel that. You know,
It's a shoulder to give that. God is love. The greatest command of it all is love thy neighbor, right?
It just people's perspectives, how they, you know, they view their life. Like you always look at it as bad, it's when it's seen bad.
Because you can find a bad. It's not looking at the half glass or the glass half empty or half full. It's like, because this is life. It's gonna be some stuff. Like
the ticket to heaven is love. You gotta love.
Yeah.
If you got hatred in your heart, I can't hate. You know, people done did me so wrong, I still forgave them. And most of the time, it be God speaking through me to them. It don't even be me, my human form. It be a spiritual. I'm spiritually connected. That's what I am. My grandma was when I was
Girl, if Jesus lives in us, we can be. Let me tell you something. I don't get it. I'm gonna take out of church. Like, when you realize who lives inside you unleash you have the strength and you have a power that the enemy, like he can't destroy that. And so anybody that's trying to come at you, you really have everything you need and you could ever want inside you to, girl, we can go on a whole tangent. So we cried our tears. Y'all have cried our tears. So we done cried our tears. So we are moving on to part, what was I saying? 3. This is part 3. So this is the fun. If you get a blindfold, you don't have to put it on just yet, but prepare. And thank you, Mia. So talk about yourself a little bit. I'll be back.
To be at peace and happy to move on forward, you gotta have love in your heart.
I think I was 10 or something. Me and my little sister, she might have been 2 or 3, but we was dancing single ladies. Me, Quamiecka, Genna, we used to put on shows.
Smell it and let me know. Tell me what's the first thing that pops in your mind from the smell. 1, 2, 3.
Wine. Moscato.
What emotion is in your mind, or what emotion are you feeling when you smell that? What picture do you paint in your head when you smell that?
I'm on my front porch and the sun is nice. I'm on my front porch drinking wine.
Relieved.
A farm road.
Long, tall grass.
So is it giving relaxation?
Yes.
That's based off what y'all said.
Relaxation, yeah.
Donna?
Fruity. It's more fruity.
Fruity. On the count of 3, I want you to taste it. 1, 2, 3.
What are you doing?
Has that picture changed or is it still the same?
I'm like,
Was that picture fulfilled? Was that picture fulfilled or do you? Okay. Know it. Okay. Yep. On the count of 3. I want you to smell it and tell me what picture comes to your mind when you smell it. And on the count of 3, y'all already did it. So what picture is it? And what does cherries represent for you? Fruit. What does fruit represent, like as far as state of mind? When you think of fruit, when you think of cherries.
Something good.
You give me Swizzler.
Yeah. You're not supposed to guess what it is. Give me a picture of what you feel. What emotions are you feeling when you smell this?
I feel tough.
I guess it was when you put it in
cream sundae.
Really?
I don't know why I just automatically, like, when I smelled the cherry, I just thought about, ooh, some ice cream would be good.
You know what's taking me?
Dairy Queen.
It's taking me to my childhood. It's like a Barbie doll I used to play with. They had like a cherry scent.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They
And
had
what
like,
do you remember about that Barbie doll? How did that Barbie doll make you feel? Now being Dr.
free. It made me feel free. You know, I'm only child. I had no siblings. I had to, you know, create the animation as if I was 2 people.
Yeah.
And it was, you know.
Did you eat it? You weren't supposed to eat it yet. Talija, you gonna stress me out? You're stressing me out. Okay, so y'all go ahead and bite it. Does that picture change for you, or what picture do you see now?
I don't know.
You eat it.
it.
I hate the chicken.
You ready?
This gonna taste like a regular beef.
Right. It didn't taste great.
What?
But
It's bringing me in, I don't know.
lipstick.
Lipstick. What color?
Red.
Why?
Um,
What made you go with lipstick, red lipstick when you tasted it? Because it went from Barbie doll to red lipstick.
Is it the texture?
probably the texture, the taste. I'm sure everybody looked at it before.
You don't want it to touch your teeth either.
About the chalky.
This is pretty deep. All that off of a tree. Another for add anything?
Only thing I can say that it kind of reminds me of like bazooka Joe.
Oh, what kind of bubble gum?
Bazooka Joe.
I don't even know what that is.
It's gum.
Oh!
It used to have a comic in it.
Don't they have like a baseball?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
wow.
ever seen that, Parris?
Never.
You had never
And
had
what made
bazooka.
you? Never. What made you? I'm a chocolate eater, babes.
Yeah.
Wait. I'm a Reese Cups kind of girl. And what made you think of that once you tasted that?
I used to love to read those. I love to read comics, and I used to love to read Bazooka Joe. Sometimes I used to just get it just for the comics. And the wrapper still would smell like that, but then after that you would eat the gum. But that's what it reminded me.
And what emotion do you feel when you're reminded of this?
Fun, childhood, carefree. When you don't have anything to do, just right and blow the biggest bubbles that you can, and sometimes challenge someone else, and then the bubble pop in your face. Once.
Nice memory. Thank you for that. All right. I'm mad Talija looking at me like she can really see me. She is staring me down. On the count of 3, smell it and tell me what picture you are painting in your head when you smell it. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Citrus. It was an orange or blue.
Like it takes me back to my childhood running around and asking for a cup of juice.
And what emotions do you feel when you think about this childhood memory?
Just being carefree and the responsibilities weren't all on me. I'm just living life. My mama taking care of me.
Okay? Okay, on the count of 3, I want you to drink it. 1, 2, 3. Has that picture changed?
Yes.
What has it changed to? I gotta hear this. I wanna hear this, see it really drastic.
Now, I'm not like thinking about my childhood because I thought this was Hawaiian Punch. So now, it just like, okay, it's still like taking me back somewhere, like just me being like a teenager or something. Like, I don't know, just hanging out with my cousins and us getting a soda or something at a cookout.
Okay.
You know what made me feel like?
What?
to cherish everything and all the abilities you do have. Because right now we're just going off of what we're smelling and tasting versus
I like
seeing what we about to intake.
that.
So the fact that
Trust.
we get to smell, we got to taste it, and it's delightful. But what if we didn't have eyes?
Me.
My point is that. So the fact that I'm grateful for every sense that I do have,
Do you think we use those senses all the time?
no.
That you're just speaking, you're so appreciative about?
No, only when it's kind of convenient or
You see
we
what
have
you
no
want to
choice.
see.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
But to piggyback on that, this might be weird, but I don't know why I've always been the type of person. But my cousin, she broke her arm, and I saw that she could not do anything with her left hand because she wasn't left-handed. And I started using my left hand because I was like, if I break my arm one day, I'm going to be prepared. Whatever.
That was a deep thought.
It's crazy because I broke my right elbow. So now I got to eat with my left hand. I have to do everything with my left, but I can't really reach this arm to do certain things. But I still rock with my right. So the fact that, that's what drawn me to ask this question, or make this statement. The fact that you appreciate what you do have. A lot of people wouldn't know until they go through it, or just imagining it is not really enough. So, I don't know, just be grateful for what you got.
Yeah, because when I was younger, I was like, I wear glasses. Like, let me just see how it is to be blind, just in case. I don't know. Girl, I'm crazy.
Oh, wow. I've never had this thought.
I would like close my eyes and just try to figure out where I'm going in the house.
Oh my
Not for
God.
too long, whatever, but let me see if I can walk straight to the bathroom. I know I'm walking towards the bathroom, but let me just see if I can get there.
I do that at night. I don't turn the lights on and go to the bathroom. Because I just know.
I do that too. Walk in the dark and then I count my steps.
Oh, why do you count your steps?
In case if I was blind. So
Oh,
know how many to get to the top and how many to get
Oh my God, I've never thought that hard. Oh wow.
Everything, the trick, not trick, whatever.
This is a
Move on. I was thinking that at first it was like, the smell is not always like what it tastes like. That could always throw you off.
It's a life virtue.
Right, because you have anticipation for one thing, and it's coming back to something totally different. So that was.
I'm glad you shared it. I like that.
And you cut all the stuff out. Life is not as what it seems.
It's a fork. Just so you know. It's a mini one.
Okay.
Same with you, Talija. And let me know
Hold on 1 minute.
what picture comes into your head. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, where we smelling the pork?
Whichever. Probably got some on it.
Okay.
Can you smell it?
Chocolate.
Peanut butter.
I thought it was cake.
Oh no, Bob.
Talija? Why are you looking like that, huh? Can you smell it?
Yeah. I'm just trying to picture something.
Nicholas, you good? Can you smell it?
It's not peanut butter to me.
Peanut butter? Okay. And when y'all think of that, what comes to your mind? What emotion?
My mother baking something in the kitchen.
Another butter.
And when you think of your mother baking something in the kitchen, what emotion comes to mind?
Happy, because I know it's going to be good. I just came in from outside through that screen door.
And what about you, Mika? You mentioned nutter. What is it, nutter?
Another.
Nutty butter?
Nutty buddy.
Oh,
Those 2 waffle. And you know, wait
Love those.
for me too, I still eat them.
And what emotion comes to mind when you?
Childhood.
Okay.
As a kid, feel like.
It seems like a lot of these bring out your own childhood. Interesting. Okay, on the count of 3, I want you to taste it. 1, 2, on the count of 3, Talija. picture changed any?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you feel now? What picture comes to mind now? And what emotion is linked to that picture?
Family gatherings and buying a cake from Food On. Ice cream.
It's like one of our Louis cakes.
It's good too.
Oh, is it really? That's good.
It is.
All right.
I just made this.
Girl, no.
You said right.
I heard you never did a sponsor, girl.
What?
But they really didn't sponsor, so I really don't need to shop them out. But if you look in here, see they're sponsoring.
I keep forgetting we recorded.
Donna, you want to add anything?
No, it was pretty much the same. I thought cake, and I guess it's cake.
It's a happy place.
Yeah.
It's a happy place.
Okay.
I just got done eating a Thanksgiving meal.
Happy third after.
At first, it reminded me of my childhood of like eating just when I used to eat chocolate, but I don't eat chocolate anymore.
Really?
Yeah, my taste buds changed. Like I just don't like chocolate. Like I can tolerate like brownies and stuff, but if it's a chocolate bar, I cannot eat those anymore. Like the taste is too bitter to me.
Okay. We got one more.
Now what's this at Hair Tier?
Hold on, I'm gonna reveal everything when we're done. Okay. Y'all put that down. Just put it to the side. Huh?
You brought up something new?
Yeah, I'm about to.
Okay.
All right, Gina. Don't smell it. Don't. What is it? Taste it. That's what I'm saying. Talija. 1, 2, 3.
A picture of cheese.
Oh, what?
A picture of cheese.
Oh, a picture of cheese. And what emotion? First of all, why is that? When you smell that?
It smell like cheese. It smell like that. I see that round block of cheese.
I think
What emotion? Oh, sorry. Wait, what did you say, Talija?
pickle pig feet.
Okay, why that?
It just has like a pickle like taste, like smell to it, and it just reminds me like when I used to eat pickle pig feet.
Cause you have a lot of pickle stuff, but you said pickle big feet in particular.
Yeah, because that was like a staple. Like we used to get the jar and have it at home, but I don't eat pork anymore.
Go.
Oh, that's spicy. Oh my god.
I really like a ranch smell on me.
Okay.
Now like a spicy taste.
I see fire now.
What picture are you painting with that?
Fire.
Fire. No pressure. If you can't think of one, no worries. Y'all want to add anything?
I don't have too much emotion about this.
You seem displeased. No, what is it? What is it my friend be saying all the time? I can't think of it. I can't think of this. I can't think of it. If I think of it, I'll let you know. Donna, you have I can see a frown from your through your mask. You want to say anything?
When you handed it to me, I felt the texture first, and then I was expecting something different. I was expecting something kind of sweet, and then you said smell it, and then that changed that image altogether because it didn't seem to go with texture. And then tasting, then it took it to a different level. So,
I think that was you last time that said it's not what you expect, like certain things. So it kind of goes with that too.
I expected a Funyun. I thought it was a Dorito.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so block those off. So this is what. So y'all had this first, the Stella Rosa Red.
That's good.
I can't remember if y'all had the Twizzler thing second. Well, girl, they bootleg Twizzlers.
Okay.
Dollar Tree. It's $125, and they can't even give me a name brand. It's $125 now. Then y'all had the red velvet cake, and then y'all had these Dollar Tree. Okay. So, in closing, by go ahead and close this out. Name, can't be too long with y'all. This is great though. I love the conversation. I really appreciate it.
Yes.
So, this is the way we close out. So, what is the must have item that you keep in your bag at all times?
Cornmex.
Lip balm, right.
Lip gloss. Why is that? It's so.
Because I don't like my lips to feel dry. They gotta be moist at all times.
Right.
What about you, Anna?
Usually Vaseline.
Oh, you can apply it to lips, arm, everything. All right, well, that is the close of this, you guys. Oh, you did? I'm sorry.
Mine is lip liner.
Lip liner, that is what? I have to have the liner. I have to have the liner.
You never know. We need to just add a little.
Lip
Oh, 1, 2.
I
1, 2.
feel like lip liner changed so much about an after.
It does. With the clear gloss or like a nude gloss,
Yeah.
it changes it.
Mm-hmm.
It
I
changes
just
it.
started trying to apply some lip liner. Like early before
I just
getting
use
here.
black all the
I
time.
never.
I've been using it for years. But it's light. You know, I use it lightly.
Yeah.
All right, thank you all for being a part. It was an honor. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's
To
Day.
each and every one of y'all, y'all deserve the best. Treat yourself. Get your kids to treat y'all. Well, your nephews and nieces.